Partly cloudy tonight, low 25. Sunshine, 48 tomorrow for Sunday, mostly sunny, high 45. Partly cloudy on Christmas Eve, high of 50. And for Tuesday, Christmas Day, chance for rain with a high of 50. Overnight low was 38. Yesterday's high was 49. 19/100ths of an inch of rainfall here at the WFIW studios overnight. Current conditions, 93% humidity, winds from the northwest at 11 miles an hour. Pressure at 29.64 and holding. Cloudy skies currently, we've got 38 here at the WFIW studios east of Fairfield. Good morning. It's time for Morning Coffee. Notice the pause for dramatic effect there.
People thinking, wait a minute, what's going on at the radio station?
At the end of this program, our listeners will realize they were part of a drama.
Well,
That's right.
Good to be here.
It is good. It's a lousy day out there.
Yeah.
Weather's bad, too.
It's a lousy day in Fairfield. Old Mike Dreeth with you here in the Breakfast Nook.
By the way, I will let you know the rain is supposed to be out of here by the time you get over to the Festival of Lights tonight.
You said the Breakfast Nook, that goes back to Gil Wallace days.
Right, because he used to be the coffee.
It was the coffee club.
Yes.
And do you know why he changed it to the
Because
Breakfast?
coffee went high.
Coffee prices went high.
Yeah. This day is, it's my lovely wife's birthday, by the way, so I would like to wish her happy birthday. Number of other birthdays, do you have birthdays?
No.
No? Let me just mention a few.
I thought you were leading into something else.
No, let me mention some of the people that are celebrating a birthday today. Chris Everett. How old do you think old Chris is?
Probably 72.
No.
Chris Everett is about 62.
Nope, she's on Medicare today, 65.
Well, happy.
Wow.
And let me tell you something. I bet she still is a pretty attractive
Now,
woman.
Jimmy Connors was from Belleville, but he
Yes.
doesn't claim that anymore.
Well,
He's a
no.
California boy.
Yes. Actually, he was from East St. Louis, but his mom told people he was from Belleville.
Okay.
So, but anyway, she won Wimbledon at 19
Okay.
years of age. Jane Kaczmarek, she's an actress on Malcolm in the Middle. Remember that show? She was born this day in 1955. Leroy Parnell,
country singer.
I
Yeah.
love Leroy Parnell.
63 today.
Yes.
Ray Romano.
The comedian. Everybody loves
Everybody
Raymond.
loves Ray. 62 today. Florence Griffith Joyner, who was an Olympian.
From East St. Louis.
There you go.
Well, they have a metro stop.
Oh, what was she? Yeah.
Jackie
Jo.
Okay,
No.
No, this is a
Florence
different one.
Griffith Joyner was not from East St. Louis. She married a guy from East St. Louis, Al Joyner.
Jackie Joyner
was Jackie Joyner Kersey's brother.
Yeah, and there's a metro station, a stop named it.
Yes.
Okay, we died.
59.
We digress.
And Kiefer
Florence
Sutherland.
Griffith Joyner had those big. Remember those big fingernails in the
Yeah.
Olympics she had?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Kiefer Sutherland,
Donald's boy.
52.
What was that show he was in? 24.
Yeah, he was
Good
in
show.
24.
Excellent show.
Uh-huh.
I've gone back. Let me recommend.
Yeah.
Go back and look at that show. That's
there.
pretty good. Want to remind folks that coming up this Sunday, between 6 and 9, Bluegrass Gospel will have its Christmas show with Dave Rigg. That's coming up on Sunday morning. I love that show. I listen to it every morning, 6 to 9. And this week, I'm really looking forward to it because there will be nothing but Christmas music. So there you go.
Yesterday, you mentioned that today is the winter solstice.
Yes.
That is the moment at which Earth's axis tilts the northern hemisphere farthest from the sun's warmth.
Longest,
But
shortest
here,
day of the year. Right?
yeah,
I wonder
shortest.
I'm having so much. I'm leaning today for some reason.
You are.
Yeah.
I could tell.
But-
I mean, I'm just kind of leaning to one side.
Two follow-ups on that. I mentioned Stonehenge, and at sunrise, it was earlier this morning. They're 6 hours ahead of us. At sunrise at Stonehenge today, the rising sun appears behind one of the main stones, creating the illusion that the sun is balancing on the stone.
Okay, I thought maybe.
And that's not a
there was-
mistake, is it?
Apparently not, because it's and then the summer solstice they have an
Same
event
sort of
too.
thing.
But here's the answer that you didn't have yesterday that I need to pass along to our listeners.
Which one?
That meteor.
Yes.
Is this the meteor deal?
The meteor shower?
Yeah.
When was that? Late last night? Is it early today? Because the solstice officially arrives today at 4:23 local time.
Okay.
5:23 Eastern. That's when the day is about 24 hours 30 seconds long. 24
so
hours and 30
we
seconds.
you even have a longer
So
day.
you'll get a longer day.
Wow.
So at 4:23, that would be winter officially begins. So it's still fall.
Okay. Famous general died on this date.
Bob Lee,
No.
I don't know.
Patton.
Yes.
Patton,
George
really?
S. Patton, the general, died in Germany of injuries from a car accident.
Love that movie.
Oh, it's
That is a great movie.
The opening when he marches
Oh,
out
yeah.
there and
Oh,
is
yeah.
with the big.
You know,
flag.
it just makes you want to. It's just inspiring.
There is
It really
a-
is.
George C. Scott, that was his greatest role as far as I
Oh,
was
easily,
concerned.
easily
There's a George Patton Museum
at Fort Knox.
at Fort Knox,
Yeah.
which I had the pleasure
I'd
to
love
go
to go
Patton
to that
Museum
sometime.
of Armor. It's incredible.
Yeah, that is the School of Armor. If you join the Army to become a tank driver, you go to.
It's
but
actually not the School of Armor anymore.
Oh, it's
They've
not.
changed it.
I think El
They-
Paso, isn't it?
Yeah, down at Fort Hood, I believe.
And didn't George Patton's son, wasn't he a commander of the Fort Knox post for a while?
I'm not sure.
And his, the General Patton's pearl-handled pistol, I
Yes.
believe, is
they're
in
in
that
there.
museum.
They're in there.
It's worth
you
it.
betcha.
I
They
would
have
go
they
there.
have an amazing display of tanks from all the different wars
Years.
and different countries on display.
Wow.
In the park next to the museum.
I'd take him out for a spin.
And there's a golf course that kind of coincides over there
Son of a
too.
gun.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
1951, this famous baseball player retired. 1951.
Ooh, wasn't DiMaggio.
Yes, it was.
Was it Joe
Right on the
DiMaggio?
money.
Okay.
Jolton? No.
Jolton Joe
Jolton.
DiMaggio. Where have you gone, Joe DiMaggio?
Where? 1951. I thought he played
1951.
later than that.
No, it wasn't. It was only, what, 3 or 4 years after that he hooked up with Marilyn.
And then after she died, he went to her grave, daily or weekly, anyway?
Well, at least the flowers went daily, I think. No, seriously, I think he did send flowers there every day. And also an infamous thing happened in 1988. 270 people killed when a Pan Am Boeing 747 exploded over Lockerbie, Scotland on this date.
Yep.
So there you are in history,
That was,
in time and space.
Was that Gaddafi that eventually got the blame?
Yes.
Well, yeah.
Muammar?
Yeah, it was some folks from Libya
Yeah.
who got their marching orders from Muammar.
Nothing wrong with him.
My wife was going to go over the holidays with the granddaughter to see Mary Poppins. You know, there's a remake of it. Mary Poppins.
Yeah, Mary Poppins Returns.
Yes, has returned. It came out last night. It scored only $4.7 million in its opening day yesterday. Projections for the 5-day weekend are $35 million, very low, twice should have been expected by Disney. Surprise appearances by Meryl Streep. Dick Van Dyke is in the movie, and Angela Lansbury. But according to some of the people that went, well, for instance, this is terrible. One of the critics said, quote, "A truck full of sugar can't make the uplift go down." Yikes! So not a good opening for Mary Poppins, and that was the big event for the Christmas
Disney
season
this
right
year,
now.
yeah.
Yes.
I liked your commentary today, Mike.
Well, thank you, Dave.
I really liked it. For those of you who have not read it or heard it, you can find it online. But that was one of my news stories that politicians, lawyers, telemarketers, and journalists sit at the low end of a new survey asking which profession has the highest ethics and honesty. At number one,
Nurses.
and a good example yesterday when Heather Kessel spoke to the Rotary Club, nurses are on top of the latest highest ethics and honesty list according to Gallup survey. 84% viewed their profession as one with very high ethics.
I believe it,
Okay.
and I
thought you
embrace
meant
it.
the 10 worst. That's the 10 best.
Best,
though.
yes.
Nursing, yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Nurses at the top.
And I think that's justified.
You know what's
Yeah.
Mike puts this in his commentary. You know who's last? Which is not surprising.
Politicians.
Members of Congress.
Oh,
8%.
okay. Yeah.
8% view them as highly ethical. 58% view them as having very low ethics. Which, yep, look at the shape we're in and la-di-da.
And there's been a jump for journalists. There's been a jump in the last year because Democrats and independents, tired of what the White House has been saying about journalists, have rallied to their cause. So their numbers are up, journalists are, than what it was last year.
All right, let's head to the phones. Good morning. You're on Morning Coffee.
You know, you mentioned nurses, the top of the ethics.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
They do not have the professionalism they used to have.
Uh-oh.
My dear mother-in-law and I both know that because we graduated back in the early time. But back then, you stood up when a doctor introduced us. So, yeah. You know,
Right.
nurses stood up to this doctor.
Huh.
They have a lot more education than we do.
Sure.
Wow.
Wow.
That's it. I mean, that's interesting.
Show this professionalism they used to show.
Okay.
All right.
Well, thank you.
Well, thanks for
your
calling
call.
in. We
you're-
appreciate it.
You know, there was a legion of well-known nurses at Fairfield Memorial Hospital, and there's always been a great reputation for that institution when it came to nurses. But I think I'm not so certain that's really just symptomatic of nurses. I think there's a general lack of respect for people of
I don't
authority
see
now.
a lack of respect. I don't see a lack of respect.
Well, you work out there.
I do.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I see. Nurses don't dress the same way as they used to. You know,
Right,
They're
there's-
in the scrubs and whatever.
Right.
But they're there. You know, who wears 20 years ago when I was working out here, 25 years ago, we wore a tie every day.
Right.
Who wears a tie now to work?
I wore a
Does
tie.
that-
I
does
wore a
that
tie
mean-
at my first day of work at Vincennes. The people that
Well,
have
and
the-
you did here for a while.
But I can remember wearing a tie to work every day.
Yes. So,
It's changed.
but okay, having said that, does that mean we're less professional today? No.
Not necessarily.
Not at all.
It's
Not at
just,
all.
It just means that we're more casual.
Well, I'll tell you, as a volunteer at the hospital, I have seen a lot of respect shown to doctors by the nurses. Now, not standing up, I understand that. It's just not done that.
But let me just say,
things
I
change.
think this survey though is while other professions have slipped, you can see that nurses are still generally
Absolutely.
incredibly respected by people.
Yep, I agree. All right.
All right, on that note, let's take a break. We'll be right back.
Santa baby, slip some Brighton under the tree for her. She's been an awful good girl, Santa baby, so hurry down to Carnaby now. I know, I'm not a mandrill, but I'm related to one. Are you a man on a mission? Be one of the first 25 men on a mission at our register on December 22nd, and your gift will be wrapped with a free $25 Brighton gift certificate. Complete your mission this Saturday at Carnaby Square in downtown Fairfield.
Tobacco, obesity, family history, growing older. The doctors of SSM Health Cancer Care in Mount Vernon remind you that these are just a few of the risk factors for developing cancer. And if the time should come to be tested or treated, they're here for you with the expertise and technology to develop a personalized plan just for you. To take a health risk assessment or learn more, visit ssmhealth.com/cancer-illinois.
Hi, this is Bill Stevens with another time capsule quiz. Which month and year was it when Gerald Ford was sworn in as Vice President?
For the first time, we have carried out the commands of the 25th Amendment.
Nelson Rockefeller resigned as governor of New York. The crew of Skylab 3 walked in space for a record 7 hours. O.J. Simpson set a new season rushing record.
O.J. running left. There it is. They did it. 2,000 yards in one season.
Watergate Judge John Sirica was Time's Man of the Year. And this is what the radio sounded like. Have you solved the puzzle? The answer and a dash of the top song from the month and year are coming up.
May your entire home be joy-filled and bright with holiday happiness. Area businesses take this time to sincerely wish all their friends and customers a happy holiday season. Best wishes for the holidays from Steve Thompson, Country Financial Representative on the Square in West Salem, Steve and Tracy Thompson and staff. Happy holidays from Kurt, Jesse, Blake, Eric, and Kyle at Parent Electric Motors, LLC in Fairfield, the place for all your electric motor needs, 842-4140. Mark, Trevor, Justin, and Rhonda at Strange Pump Sales and Service in Fairfield. Leif and Gigi at Infinity Supply Company. The staff at Golson Funeral Home in McLeansboro and Dahlgren. Gill's Excavating in Mount Airy, the Track Ho-Ho-Hoers, Jason, Karen, Michael, Gina, Justin, Rick, and Troy. And B-Way Design and Decorating, 1000 East Main in Fairfield, Patty, Ron, and staff.
December 1973. If I could save time in a bottle.
Jim Croce and Time in a Bottle, the top song of December 1973. This is Bill Stevens for tcapsule.com. Back soon with another Time Capsule.
This show amounts to nothing. And there's plenty more of it. Back now to Morning Coffee on WFIWradio.com and 104.9 FM.
David, before you go on, I just wanted to say thank you to the Rubenackers who listened down near McLeansboro. They came in bearing gifts yesterday.
Alan came in.
And a couple of bottles of opportunity for us to have Christmas cheer that we took advantage of. You and I both, right?
Yep, we did.
And the other thing they brought, and I was confused by it, so I'm just going to say this. I'm going to be up front with both of you. He plopped down a nice big vat of hog lard.
Oh, yeah, lard.
With instructions to tell Double D it was not ice cream.
I think we should have left it for Double D with ice cream.
You know what? After that, later on that afternoon, I didn't say anything to him. Double D said, I smelled that stuff. That doesn't smell like anything you'd want to eat. Anyway, the long and short of it is I didn't know what to do with it, quite honestly. So I go home, and we go out to eat last night, and I said, hey, by the way, out at the station, I've got this vat of pork lard, pass the lard and hold the ammunition. What should I do? And my wife said, oh, that's great for pie crust.
Oh, yeah.
She says, here's the story. I'm going home. You get in the car. You get right back out there and get that lard. You understand?
When I told Tina about it yesterday too, she said about the same. That's good for pie crust. You should have brought it home. I said it was a gallon.
Us city guys don't get it.
Was it a gallon or more?
No, it was a gallon.
It was at least a gallon.
Huge.
It was at least a gallon. So
anyway,
and then I asked her. I said, "Are you ever going to use it?" Well, probably not. I said, "Okay, that's fine."
I said, "What should I do with it?" She says, "Put it out in the freezer."
Yeah.
So it's out in the freezer.
So this shout out to Alan Rubenacker. Thank you, and you guys get back to work.
Oh yeah. One other thank you going out to Galen Dunn.
Oh, Galen came in yesterday.
He got some airtime yesterday. We're going to bill him for that.
He
was on the video.
Yes.
We allowed him
yes,
on here.
there will be
we'll
a bill.
send him a bill.
Good morning. You're on Morning Coffee.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Way to go. Way to go.
All right.
Wonderful.
There you go. That's great.
You're very kind.
All right.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks for the update.
We appreciate
thank
it.
you.
Merry Christmas.
Hey, Kevin, when you see your brother, Wes, tell him Mark said hey.
I will. Anything else you want me to tell him?
Yes. Yes. Tell Wes Dave Land said hi. Wes used to work here.
Yep.
Yes, I'm very well aware of that. He still remembers you guys, and he's doing quite well.
Good.
All right.
To hear.
Well, good.
All
Thank
right.
you very
Merry
much for
Christmas.
calling in. Merry
To all of
Christmas
you.
to you. That was about the separation of Chicago from the state of Illinois.
I like it.
I got abused. Oh, did I get abused by old friends on that and on yesterday's commentary? I won't get into it, but they have.
Well, they're reading it.
Well, they are reading it, but boy, do they think I've been captured by an alien force of folks here in southeastern
You just tell
Illinois.
them you're from Wayne County and proud of it.
Yeah, okay.
Do you remember earlier this week or last week I was talking about California wanting to tax text messaging?
Oh, yeah.
Well, there is a website called the Babylon Bee, and it reported that the California legislature unveiled plans last week for a new tax on the privilege of breathing.
What?
The Check Your Oxygen Privilege Act will be voted on later this week. If passed into law, Californians will pay a progressive tax on inhaling oxygen and exhaling carbon dioxide, with wealthier residents paying as much as 40% of their income for every breath they take. The poorest tax bracket may receive a subsidy for their breaths under the new model.
That's got to be fake news.
It is.
Okay.
It's a work of satire, but
It's too close to home.
Some
Yeah,
people
it
were
does.
some people were prone to believe it because it was put out right after that supposedly proposed tax on texting, which didn't happen due to the law. So Californians,
Wow.
tax on breathing. It
That'd be the one thing that
I'm surprised Illinois hasn't
considered it.
They probably have. Anyway,
Hey,
that was
you guys know who Jimmy the Cat Hayes is, don't you?
Yeah.
You don't know who Jimmy the Cat Hayes is? Of course you do.
Okay, yeah, I know who he is.
He's with Fox Sports Midwest.
Okay.
All right. Well, anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, Jim Hayes from St. Louis.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't know him as Jimmy the Cat. I know him as Jim Hayes.
Okay.
With the bad hair. Okay.
Yeah. He's always roaming around Busch Stadium talking to people.
Never smiles.
But the best, he took a call one time on Fox Sports Midwest, and he said, okay, we're going to take a call now. Go ahead. And this guy goes, what's that thing on your head?
It's a
All right. He said, we're going to take another call now.
It's a baseball cap with a bill ripped off.
Anyway, he works in the mornings at KFNS. It's 590 a.m.
Fans.
The Fans, yes. Anyway, he got fired early this year. They brought him back, and now he's in a pay dispute there. And his excuse for not being there is he's grown weary of having to get up at 5 a.m.
Get up at 5?
I'm looking at the morning guy over here and saying
5? He's getting up late.
All right, well,
He's sleeping in.
But I'm going to tell you this much: 162 games of doing games that go into close to 11 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
I could see where 5 o'clock could be a draw or a problem as well. But one of the Cardinal note, well, of course, they're just to mention, they're apparently zooming in on a left-handed reliever, Andrew Miller. I just thought I'd mention that.
Oh,
multi-year deal. Let's hope he's not another Brett Cecil.
Or Greg Holland.
The Cardinal Caravan is coming to the Tri-State. Did you know that?
They come I think they come just about every year to somewhere in the area. They were in Mount Vernon last year.
I have a Cardinal Caravan story to tell you after
good.
you're done.
Well, I'm just going to say that they're going to be at USI in the new year, Sunday, January 20th. At the University of Southern Indiana, they will be at the Physical Activity Center. Of course, they don't tell you who's going to be there.
The PAC.
Not until later. They will eventually.
Back in 1968, after the season ended, and they won, didn't they? Did
they
they
lost in Game 7 to Detroit.
Okay.
Kurt Flood broke wrong on a fly ball, and they lost.
Well, after the season ended, of course, they were still loved, and I was a freshman at Centralia, Kaskaskia College, and they brought a Cardinal Caravan over at the end of the season, and they brought a bus. There were Cardinals everywhere.
Name some that were there.
Well, whoever was on the...
that was a great
team.
Yeah,
it was Bob Gibson was there.
He was on the bus?
He was on the bus.
That's hard to believe.
But here's the point. When we started broadcasting the Cardinals on OKZ in 06, we got, being an affiliate, we were notified when they were going to be in the area, and they came to Mount Vernon, Times Square Mall, and they had like 2 names that weren't starters.
Right. That's what happens now.
And then the 2 that showed up in Mount Vernon, they did have, Roboski would have been doing the analysis then, wouldn't he? And they brought maybe some front office people, but only 2, I couldn't tell you who it was. And then you see that they're going to be the next weekend down at Carbondale with 2 others. Yeah. In other words, the stars don't go out.
They don't go out.
Not anymore.
And they rotate, even rotate the ones that you have to figure out whether or not you're going to see.
But I'm glad they do that. I don't know if other major league teams take the players.
I remember going to some Cardinal caravans where Roboski and Oquendo
were both there.
We're both there.
Last year we went to
Joe Buck came one year.
Really?
I think Jack came one year with him.
We went last year to the winter warm-up, which was pretty cool. But anyway, I've never been to a Cardinal caravan. So
well, it's neat, but it's it's downsized from back in the day, as a lot of other things are. One interesting little story. You've heard of the astronaut Frank Borman?
Sure.
On July 20th, 1969, when we landed on the moon, he was with President Nixon in the White House watching Neil Armstrong land on the moon. And he was assigned by NASA to be in the White House, to be the liaison, in case President Nixon had questions or concern. But this information I'm just reading for the first time, that Borman said that Nixon was very excited and happy. He was happy on 2 fronts, one for his presidency and one for the crew. But the president described the call that he made to the astronauts as the most historic telephone call ever made from the White House. But and there were
Frank, I want you to tell me how things are going, and lean into that flower right there while you're talking, because I'm recording everything.
Yeah, we've got to make sure that your voice is clear on the recording. Lean into that flower so that we can understand you more clearly.
We have to take a break?
We do.
All right.
We'll be right back.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from all your friends at F&B. We wish you peace, happiness, and prosperity during the Christmas season and throughout the New Year. All F&B locations will close at noon, Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, and will be closed for Christmas and New Year's days. We sincerely thank you for your business in 2018, and we look forward to serving you in the new year. Happy holidays, F&B. Banking, business, life. Member FDIC.
Post frame buildings continue to pop up all over the area. And at Graber Post Buildings, they've been putting up buildings for over 40 years. Garages, pole barns, storage buildings, workshops, apartments, even indoor basketball courts, and some of the most attractive commercial buildings in the state. Every job is specific and unique to your wants and your needs. Graber Post also has packages for contractors and do-it-yourselfers. So for your next building or roofing project, call for a free quote at Graber Post, 800-264-5013.
The Coffee Cam is on, and you can watch Morning Coffee on YouTube. Now, all they need is lots of makeup. Back to the show.
I'm sorry. I clicked on the wrong one, and you can't tell I need makeup. I certainly do. I'd like to, at this point, mention the fact that I'm not wearing the uniform today.
He's not wearing black again today.
Oh, I thought you were going to say I'm not wearing an ugly
he wore
sweater.
That black shirt about 3 or 4 times.
I'm working on the ugly sweater. This is not it.
I know.
Okay,
that's
I
a nice
make
looking
sure.
sweater.
I'm just saying that. Did you you know that Urban Meyer's getting kicked out? I mean, or he left.
He's resigning.
Who? Yeah,
he retired.
Urban Meyer, the Ohio State football coach. If you'll remember, he's the guy that mishandled the fact that people were telling his wife and him that one of his assistants was involved in domestic abuse of his wife.
Okay.
And he didn't do anything about it. Mm-hmm. All right. So, and that caused a lot of trouble. In fact, I think he was suspended the first 3 games.
3 games, yeah.
All right. Well, he's retiring, but he's staying at Ohio State University, where he will be teaching leadership and character in Ohio State's Fisher Business School.
Now, I can see leadership, character, maybe not.
Isn't that amazing?
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to stick around and do that. I give him I give him 2 years, just like it happened when he was he at Florida before that?
Yeah, he was at Florida.
I give him 2 years of teaching leadership, and then somebody's going to give him millions to coach again.
I think he's holding out for Nick Saban down in Alabama to retire.
And that could happen.
That's what I think he's holding out for.
And that would be a logical choice.
And maybe Saban has said, hey, you know what? I'm going to retire in a couple of years. You know.
I think it's possible. And if you were Alabama, you'd have to be considering that he'd be a good one.
Seriously consider it. Yeah.
Interesting stuff. Did you see this new thing that's going on in Chicago? You know, now they're trying to get away from tasers.
I saw that.
Did you see this?
Yeah.
It's sort of like a Batman kind of thing. You know, like the Batarang?
Yeah.
This is a Kevlar rope that shoots out of a gun, and it tightly winds around the person's body. It's a new device, and it restrains suspects without having to tase them.
Yeah.
It's being used now in the Aurora Police Department.
And word is that, you know, when that rope goes around them, they have to tell the truth. Wasn't it Wonder Woman that had the rope of truth?
That's right.
Or whatever it was?
That's right. This is called a BolaWrap 100. It's 7.5 foot of tether with tiny hooks on it, on both ends.
Treble hooks.
That sink into a suspect's clothing and body and makes them immobile.
Uh-huh.
It's suggested. Yeah. It's suggested that it's shot around the person's legs and not their mouth.
Okay. Now, you know what's going to happen. The Chicago PD is probably going to change their uniform. They're going to have cowboy hats before long. They're going to be rolling around going, woo, little doggy, woo.
Yippee-yi-yo-ki-yay. Can you believe it? Well, you knew that they had to do something. There had been too many lawsuits.
Oh, yeah.
You put so many volts through people, some of them are going to have a bad ticker, and the next thing you know, you're in court.
And you know, if they don't have a bad ticker, they're going to have a pretty bad tick after they get tased.
They're going to be ticked off.
My stepson was in a law enforcement class, and he volunteered to be tased.
Oh.
Said, you know, he thought it'd be neat to try.
Yeah.
I watched the video of it, and the first thing I did, because it was at a college, I was the president, I called the guy and said, we're not tasing any more students, okay? I mean, show them a video of this, but don't be doing any more tasing.
Well, if you're a police officer and somebody's coming at you, would you rather tase them or shoot them?
If they're coming at me with a gun,
Well, no, if they're just coming at you.
I'd rather tase them.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, this sounds like, it almost sounds like Batman.
Sounds like a lawsuit.
As
you pointed out. No, well, and you can sue for anything.
Sure.
So,
but I think putting volts through people is more likely that you're going to get a lawsuit out of it.
I would think so. Yeah.
So, anyway.
American drivers in search of a new family-friendly vehicle are increasingly turning to what to buy as the family-friendly vehicle? What's the trend going to?
It's got to be SUVs, doesn't it?
Nope.
Jeeps.
Nope.
Pickup trucks.
Yes.
Really?
Pickup trucks.
Well, yeah, pickup trucks anymore. They've got 4-door. They got more room than cars.
Especially the crew cab trucks with increased seating capacity. Crew cab trucks account for roughly 70% of truck sales this year, compared to 57% just 5 years ago. And the newer model pickups, such as the 2019 Ram 1500 crew cab,
which you can see down at
Le Mans, has scored very highly on safety testing.
Now,
it's a tank.
Do they even make pickup trucks that aren't extended
cabs
anymore?
You know, I've got one out front here.
No, I mean,
but that's 20 years old.
Yeah, but new pickup trucks.
I think they do.
I think they do.
You can ask.
But they're odd.
You talked to Sheldon yesterday.
I have to ask him. Yeah,
we'll have. I think they do.
I think they do, but they're very. They're odd.
Yeah,
probably
cost you more than the King Cab ones do.
I was at Five Brothers last night. Saw our neighbor here, Mr. Griswold, and he said, "How's the deer hunting going?" it's not.
Ruined your meal, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Well, I said, I think I feel like one over the holidays. he said, really? I said, yeah, it's probably going to be on the front of that Dodge pickup truck. And his wife, who works at Le Mans, says, oh, please don't do that. It took them long enough to be able to put it back together.
Oh.
Well, you'll get one. You will get a deer when you least expect it.
Well, I'm going to go out. I looked at the forecast. The forecast is not bad.
No.
Especially for Saturday and Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow's supposed to be sunny, if I'm not mistaken, right? About 45?
Yeah, sunny, 48 tomorrow.
Perfect.
Sunday, mostly sunny, 45.
I think I might just do that.
You won't even need the Carhartts.
No, you're right. You're right. As long as the wind's not bad.
I don't. It doesn't say anything about wind, but
when's the season end? January 12th, 19th,
something like that. Yeah, the 12th.
Well, just be careful out there. Be careful out there.
Well, I'm very careful. I use a rope system.
Hang yourself.
No, it's a harness.
Oh,
and you use it to go up the ladder.
Do you go up the ladder? Or you sit in like a little swing and just pull yourself up with
I have to say, my
system.
Hydraulics?
I've been. They purchased me a ground blind, and I never go there, but they've almost got pictures of where the deer go, and then they lay down inside of my blind. They think it's their house,
and you're thinking, maybe I ought to use that.
Yeah, I have thought that. You don't have to put the harness on when you go in there and you could really sleep very effectively without people hearing you snore.
Mm-hmm.
Let me mention a little memory to see if you guys can relate to this. Back in the 60s, 70s, at 5:30 in the evening, at least at our house, we didn't talk to my dad. What was going on at 5:30 in the evening?
That was evening news with
CBS Evening News.
Walter Cronkite.
Walter Cronkite.
Because they always did the
Huntley
local news at
Brinkley.
5,
Right.
followed by the
Right.
evening news at 5:30.
So and Dad always
Peter
watched
Jennings.
CBS Evening News, and at
with
5:30,
Dan Rather.
you just didn't say anything to him. Well, CBS apparently is having some disappointing ratings.
Right.
They have. I don't watch any of the network news. I can get news on my phone whenever I want
Me
it.
too.
It's amazing that a 30-minute network newscast has lasted.
I agree.
I'm just amazed. But Charlie Rose, of course, ousted last year from CBS This Morning, and they replaced him with John Dickerson of Face the Nation. Then Dickerson was in turn succeeded by Margaret Brennan. Both programs, the viewership has suffered. Viewership has also fallen at Today and GMA, Good Morning America.
Right.
Bet that coincided with
this
the
show.
start of this show.
Yeah, I
But
think it probably
here's
did.
what I didn't know, that Scott Pelley was replaced at CBS Evening News with Jeff Glor,
Never heard of him.
Glor.
Nobody ever heard of him.
No new audience. Nothing new there. 60 Minutes, CBS Morning have remained stable, but I don't. Who is watching network?
They're
evening
watching
news.
They're
at
watching either
5:30.
MSNBC or Fox News, whichever slant they want. I got to tell you this, Dave. You'll love this story. My wife's grandfather, farmer. He would come in at 12 o'clock from the fields from working. He'd sit down at about 12:14. WFIW would be on at 12:14, and he would turn to the children and say, "Hush now." Okay?
Yeah.
And you know what that meant?
Sure.
The news was coming
That
on.
means I'm listening to the news, and hush now stayed in effect until after Lum and Abner.
And the reason the 12:15 news started when the station went on the air in August of '53, because my dad and his partner Brian Davidson thought, well, most newscasts would be right at the top of the hour. Well, people aren't home sitting down to eat lunch. So let's put it at 12:15 when they've had time to
It's perfect.
be seated, and it's never changed, and it's been a staple.
In 1983, when I did the 12:15, I followed Darrell Linney, who had done it for years and years and years.
Mm-hmm.
My wife, who I never met, walked into to Grandpa and Grandma and said, "Have you heard the new guy on the news?" And Grandma says, "He stinks." I had to remind her of that many years later.
Darrell Linney came here in about 1956. Gil Wallace came here from Mount Carmel in about 1956. Dad hired him away from WVMC, Voice of Mount Carmel. And Darrell was here from 56 until
82.
Until April. You started in April of 82. So, yeah, it's...
Anyway, but isn't that interesting that 12:15 Hush Now.
Hush Now. I love it.
Hush Now stayed in effect until after Lum and Abner.
Yep.
And Lum and Abner...
Lum and Abner was on like from 105 to 120. It was a 15-minute program that we played on reel-to-reel tapes. And
then back out to the fields he'd go.
Yep. So... I don't need but about maybe 10 minutes for trivia. I have a little, it's not a theme, but I do have a pattern. So we can just have some fun with that.
All right, let's take a break.
Winter is coming, of that we're assured. Sounds of the holidays are now being heard. We're waiting for Christmas. It's on the way. What do you think your old stove will say? Is it ready to prepare all the good food you'll need, or will it quit in the middle of your preparing to feed? At Gill Sales and Service, we'll help with the fun of having your family come in on the run. Washers, dryers, refrigerators, and more, we have them all here at our store. A poet I'm not, as I'm sure you'll agree, but we'd love for you to come in to see if our prices, products, and services galore will meet your holiday needs at our store. That's Gill Sales and Service, 1605 West Main in Fairfield.
The magic of the holidays never ends, and its greatest of gifts are family and friends. Happy holidays from Legg Manufacturing in Fairfield and Legg's Mini Storage in Fairfield and Sisney. David and LaDonna Legg and staff. Pollard Realty in downtown Fairfield. Linda Tucker, Julie Shreve, Amy Hooper, and Amy Pollard. Wayne County Abstract in downtown Fairfield. Amy, Kathy, Rosalie, Linda, Madeline, and Karen. Dr. David M. Link, dentist, and staff, Rita Odie, Mona Johnston, Kimma Simpson, and Casey Mugridge. Mobile radio specialists in Grayville, Jim and Carolyn Funkhauser. The Troyer family and employees at Troyer Electric in Fairfield. And Tyree Tax Service at 908 West Delaware in Fairfield. Judy Tyree, Misty Haygood, Janelle Monroe, Angie Phelps, and Sue Clemens.
WFIW 104.9 and WFIWradio.com. Just about 8:46 now, and Larry Lyday is on the phone. Good morning, Larry. We are doing great. How about yourself? Well, we're hoping for snow for Christmas Day. So, last-minute gift ideas for you over there at One Stop Flooring. You've got them. And, of course, you've got those team rugs still, right? Wow. And those are area rugs, right? All right. All right, for the last-minute Christmas shoppers, what type of deals are you offering this weekend? All right. We'll talk to you next Friday, Larry. Appreciate the visit. All right. Merry Christmas. All right. Larry Lyday from One Stop Flooring in Mount Vernon, just south of the square in Mount Vernon.
Radar Weather is sponsored by Conard Financial Group at 510 West Delaware in Fairfield, with securities offered through Raymond James. Conard Financial Group, investing in the community since 2003.
At Raymond James, the financial well-being of our clients always come first. Christopher Conard has been serving our community since 2003. Conard Financial Group, an independent firm, 510 West Delaware in Fairfield, 842-7855. Securities offered through Raymond James Financial Services, Incorporated, member FINRA, SIPC.
Fairfield area forecast calling for a 90% chance for rain today, high 42. Partly cloudy tonight, low 25. Mostly sunny, 48 tomorrow for Sunday. Mostly sunny, high 45. Partly cloudy, 50 on Monday, and for Tuesday, chance for rain with a high of 50. Overnight low was 38. Yesterday's high was 49. 19 1/100ths of an inch of rainfall here at the studios overnight. 9 1/100ths of an inch yesterday. Currently, humidity at 93%. Winds from the northwest at 11 miles an hour. Pressure at 29.64 and holding. Cloudy skies, 38 right now at the WFIW studios. Rain showing up to the south and east of us right now, and it's moving to the northeast as we speak. That's your color weather radar. Coming up, more of Morning Coffee.
This is the show about nothing. Morning Coffee, streaming on YouTube and live on the station listened to, not just heard. WFIW.
Want to remind you about the Big Deal Store. It's on the upper right-hand corner of our website, and it's a great way to go to get Christmas gifts. I've done it repeatedly this year. You get gift certificates for much less than for instance, just give me an example. Roadhouse Harley Davidson, a $100 gift certificate. You can buy it for $70. Boyd Furniture and Mattress, a $100 gift certificate. You can get it for $70. All you have to do is click on it and pay online to be able to get these things. Deep South Restaurant, a $20 gift certificate that you can get for $14. Patty's Sheer Magic, a $10 or a $20 gift certificate. By the way, she looked like she did a pretty good job there.
Thank you.
She really did.
I need a lot of help.
You sure do. ACT Tire and Automotive in Flora, $25 and $50 gift certificates. That's on the Big Deal Store at WFIWradio.com. Go up in the upper right-hand corner, click and buy.
Click and save. Right?
Yes, sir.
All right. I want to say congratulations once again to Heather Moore. She was the winner in yesterday's FCHS After Prom 12 Days of Christmas raffle, $250.
Whoa.
Big, pretty good.
Final
Christmas.
drawing for $500 tonight at the Mules Casey Westfield game at the Mule Barn. They'll also be raffling off 5 gift baskets.
I'll be seeing,
with tickets being sold at the game.
I'll be seeing everybody out at the park tonight.
Yep,
my beautiful wife and I will be there greeting people as they come through the lights in the park.
My night is Sunday.
Oh, okay. Well,
we'll be out there on Sunday.
My understanding, Dave, you've done it before, right?
We
Dave?
were there last Sunday, had a nice evening, got a fire going in the barrel, and several folks came through. We took in a couple of $100 plus bucks.
So the idea is to fall in front of the car
as a speed bump,
and have your wife say, "Listen, he's not going to get up unless you give us $20."
Would you like to make a donation to the lights?
and if you're willing to run him over, I'll give you $20.
I'll tell you something. I'm a big speed bump.
Back up over him to make sure he's okay. All right, guys. Trivia today.
We're ready.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to start off and do trivia in 5-year increments. I'm going to start with 1960 for question 1.
Mm-hmm.
Then question 2 will be 65.
This sounds complicated.
We'll end up in the year 2005.
All right. Let's do her.
All right, I'm ready.
All right. In 1960, who was the president of France?
Okay.
I will tell you this. He was elected on December 21st, 1958.
Okay, I can do this.
Okay, who do you think, Mike, was the president of France in 1960?
General Charles de Gaulle.
You're absolutely right.
That's what I had down too.
I remember him walking in the Kennedy funeral procession, the tallest guy.
Yes.
Yep. He was a big guy.
Okay, this epic film premiered in December 1965. It starred Julie Christie and Omar Sharif. Name this film.
Omar Sharif and Julie Christie.
Mm-hmm.
Epic film.
I got an idea.
It's
a classic. Any guess, Mark?
Ben-Hur.
The Sound of Music.
No.
What is it?
Dr. Zhivago.
Ah.
Christopher Plummer was in The Sound of Music with Julie Andrews.
Yep.
That's all I knew.
Ben-Hur came out in 60.
And I don't think it had Omar Sharif in it. I think it was...
Omar Sharif.
Omar Sharif, okay.
That's the way Sure.
Okay, we're up to 1970.
All right.
Name 2 of the top 10 baby names.
In 1970?
Yeah, it can be boy or girl. Just I've got the 10 here. Just name
10.
2 of the 10.
All right, well, this would have been, this is before I was naming kids. Way before I was naming kids. Okay.
Like you said yesterday, it's easy when you see the answer. Isn't it?
That's right.
Well, I'm gonna go with my favorite name first.
Okay.
I'll go with Andrew.
No.
And the second name?
Douglas.
No.
1970, you said?
Uh-huh.
Paul and John.
No. Oh, John. John is one.
Okay.
I need another one.
I was thinking Beatles.
Guys, 2 of us are in this room.
Mike?
Dave?
Michael and David.
Son of a gun.
Huh.
And the others are Jennifer, Lisa, Kimberly, Michelle, Amy, James, and Robert. And we got Michael, David, and
I have to tell you very quick story. My son he would go to like track meets when he was in high school, and it was co-ed, men and women. Yeah. And he'd go by a group of girls and he'd say, "Brittany, how are you?" And somebody would naturally go, "Well, but fine." And he would start a conversation with them. He says, "All you got to do is go by a covey of girls and say Brittany, and there's going to be one of them that's a Brittany." Pretty smart. Go ahead.
In 1975, what outlet put on TV The Thrilla in Manila?
What outlet?
Yeah, in other words, you were able to watch it on your TV because who broadcast it? Who was in charge of putting it out?
Well, I'm going to...
That was the boxing championship match between Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier.
Right.
Thrilla in Manila.
I think I know.
All right, you go ahead and start.
ABC.
No.
Well, I put down ABC Wide World Sports.
It was a premiere event for HBO.
Really?
Yeah.
In 75?
And see, you can't say broadcast because they aren't.
No.
And 75, a big deal for them. Up to 1980, the top song on January 4th of 1980 was the Pina Colada song, Escape. If you like Pina Colada.
Yeah, Rupert Holmes.
Yeah. Oh, you give it away. You gave it away. He's going to ask you who did it.
Who was the artist? Rupert Holmes.
Rupert Holmes.
Hang in there, guys.
I got it right.
Yeah, of course. I know that song.
Number 7. Name 3 of 1990s, the year 1990s.
I thought we were just at 1980. Aren't we going to 85?
No, because I didn't like the 85 question. Because I don't think it's true.
Okay.
All right.
I'll tell you what it was. It said in 1985, who became the first school teacher to ride aboard the Space Shuttle Challenger?
Well, that was Krista McCullough.
Right, but that crash was in 86. And my interweb said...
I thought it was Sally Ride was the first one.
No.
Well, I don't know. That's
she was the first successful one, I think. Yeah. Yes.
This was the first...
She's still around.
Yeah.
Krista McCullough isn't.
All right.
Okay, we're up to 1990 because I skipped 85. Didn't trust it. Name 3 of the most popular TV shows on network TV.
In 1990.
Correct.
1990.
3 of them.
Okay, I got one idea.
All right, go ahead.
MTV.
No, it's a TV show.
This is a TV show, but that's cable.
I got 3
you're talking broadcast news.
Networks.
Broadcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cosby Show.
Yep.
Family Ties.
No.
No.
Too Close for Comfort.
No.
I don't know.
Here they are.
1990.
Cheers.
Alf.
Cheers, 60 Minutes, Roseanne, A Different World, Cosby Show, Murphy Brown, Empty Nest, America's Funniest Home Videos, The Golden Girls, and Designing Women. This question, 1995, has two parts. In 1995, the Washington NBA team, the Bullets, changed their name to what?
Oh, I know that. I
Okay.
know that one, yeah.
All right.
You want me?
And you say?
Magic?
No.
Wizards.
Correct.
Oh.
Why? And the second part is, why did they change their name to the Wizards?
They went from Baltimore to
No, they changed.
Washington, didn't they?
No.
Nope. It had something to do with the murder rate in Washington,
Absolutely.
D.C.
The notoriously high murder rate in Washington, D.C. at that time.
Yeah. They went from Baltimore to Washington as the Bullets. They were the Baltimore
Oh,
Bullets. And
then
then
they went to Washington Bullets.
as the Bullets.
Okay.
In the year 2000,
Uh-huh.
who won the Super Bowl?
2000?
Hold on. 2000, who
Well,
won
that
the
would have
Super
been.
Bowl?
That would have been. Hold on a second. Can I talk to him about
No.
this? I want to just say that would have been immediately before the Rams won. The Rams won in 2001.
Okay.
So it's the year before the Rams won.
Well,
No, act
okay,
like he's not here. Just talk to me here.
Okay, if you are correct, then this answer is wrong.
Because it says the
It
Rams.
says the Rams beat Tennessee 23-16.
That was in 2001.
I don't know.
It might have been the 2000 season. Okay.
Right.
No.
Because the Super Bowl would have been in 2001. But it might have been the 2000 season. I don't know. Anyway,
I don't.
Year 2000.
Okay, final question. In 2005,
Okay.
this young lady disappeared in Aruba. What was her name?
Oh, I know. I know.
Hold on.
But don't say it.
I got part of it.
I got it.
Jordan Vandersloot did it, by the way.
I got it.
And her first name was spelled differently.
Yeah, but I know it.
Who wants to go?
Go ahead.
Natalie Holloway.
Absolutely.
Okay. I had Natalie,
Natalie,
but not
Natalie
Holloway,
Holloway.
so.
You guys did well, and I just found a source that I will no longer trust.
Okay, so now we're here on Christmas Eve. You're here on Christmas Eve.
I'll be here Christmas Eve.
On Monday. And so we'll have regular programming on Monday. On Tuesday, there will be no program.
All Christmas music. That's what I've been told.
Well, right after 8 o'clock. We'll be the same until 8 o'clock. And then things start up again normally on Wednesday, but you won't be here on Wednesday, Thursday. Ken Odie will be
We'll
here.
see.
Okay.
Thank you. Merry Christmas early.
See ya.
Merry Christmas to you.